Does your outline feel fine, but something's still not clicking? Then this episode is your wake up call and your solution because there are common mistakes that aren't always obvious, but they're subtle shifts that quietly derail your clarity, your flow, your authority. And it doesn't matter if you're overfilling, force fitting, or just mapping without a plan, these 5 pitfalls could be holding your book back.
Pour a cup of clarity, sip a spark of insight. Coffee with Karma, your morning feels just right.
In this episode of Coffee with Karma, I'm going to show you how to fix these 5 common outlining structure mistakes so that your outline finally works with you, not against you. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help big thinkers, visionary leaders, and established experts write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they grow their business. And I do it with gamification so that you actually get it done, and AI so that it gets done easily and quickly. Ethical AI. Ethical AI. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so that the YouTube algorithm goes, wow, what a cool video. I've got to show it to everybody, or at least everybody who wants to grow their business with a book. It's a triple win. I win, you win, they win. So let's get to these 5 mistakes that are quite common that could be destroying your book. Mistake number 1, treating the outline like a checklist. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. An outline is a guide. It's your roadmap. It is not written in stone. If you're using your outline like, okay, check, I said that, check, I said that, check, I said that, your book isn't going to be reaching its potential because the outline you come up with before you write will most likely change as you write. For example, when I wrote Public Speaking Superpowers, I had it all mapped out. I had it published on my website saying, this is what the book's going to be about. And as I was finishing the manuscript, I'm like, you know what? I totally forgot one topic that needs to be in here. So there was a new chapter that had to be added. And I also realized that another chapter I had planned for didn't quite work the way I had intended. So your outline is a growing, evolving thing as you write, but it is like a compass. It kind of says, okay, that's north. That's where I want to go. Here's my general plan to get there. But you know what? Things happen. There might be roadblocks. There might be road construction along the way. You may have to change it. So don't use your outline as if it's a checklist. Yep, I said that. Yep, I said that. Yep, I said that. Because as you write, there might be things that aren't on that checklist, and there might be things on that checklist that don't belong in there anymore. Mistake number 2, forcing your framework into an outline. Now, if you watched Monday's video, I told you that one possible structure for your book is your signature framework. However, sometimes your framework, depending on how you do it, doesn't work very well as an outline. And so trying to cram your outline and your framework together doesn't work. Let your framework reveal the structure, but not dictate it. Okay? Force fitting can flatten your outline, can flatten your book and make it feel more rote rather than organic. A book needs to logically flow from one idea to another, and sometimes your framework doesn't work like that. So there's a give and a take. Outlining is not a science, it's an art, and it's an evolution as you write your book. Mistake number 3, ignoring chapter to chapter momentum. Each chapter should logically lead into the other unless you're doing a collection of essays. And even then, all the essays should at least have the same general theme, or there should be a through line that ties them all together. But in most books, the one chapter ends and logically leads into the next chapter. There's a flow, there's a rhythm, so that your book feels cohesive. And if you ignore that, if you just go, okay, here's the end of that one. All right, what's the next chapter? The book's going to read jarringly. It's not going to read easily. And when it doesn't read easily, people, number one, they don't finish the book. Number two, it undermines your authority and credibility because they are like this reading it rather than going, ooh. If you're enjoying this video so far, you might like my Write Book Roadmap. It is an interactive checklist that helps you go through all the steps you need to go from, gee, I want to write a book, all the way to here I am marketing my published book. And it does it in little micro steps, which is why it's a rather long checklist, so that you can easily build up momentum doing one little thing at a time and not get overwhelmed. And it's even organized in sections, so you can pay attention to the steps in each section as you go. And you can get it here at carmaspence.com/write book roadmap. On to mistake number 4. Assuming one structure fits them all. We are not talking about the one ring here. There is no one structure to rule them all. So tailor your book's outline to your book's role in your business. Is it lead generation? Is it thought leadership? Is it high ticket trust builder? Your outline should flow from its purpose and its content. And it should lead the reader toward the goal that you intend for them, which is number one, a transformation. Your book promises a transformation. It needs to lead them to there, but it also should be leading to you being the right next obvious choice. And mistake number 5, and this one stops a lot of people because they think it's the obvious way to go, and it's actually the not so obvious way to destroy your book. And that is outlining based on what you want to say. For example, like I said, with public speaking superpowers, when I was writing it, this is what I wanted to say. And then I realized I forgot something and some things didn't fit. If you're trying to force what you want to say into a book, there may be things you want to say that aren't right for this book. And there may be things you hadn't thought to say that need to be in this book. So outline your book based on your reader's need to experience. Your message matters, but only when it's aligned with their transformational arc. Again, you start off with a book promise. This book will help this type of reader achieve this goal. And everything that's in the book needs to help lead your reader toward that goal. If it doesn't lead that reader toward that goal, it doesn't belong in that book. And so sometimes you may want to say things that don't help that transformation at all. Save them for another book. There's nothing that says you have to only write one book and this book must say everything that you have to say in the universe. You know, there are people who write memoirs that will write another one later because this memoir covered this piece of their life and they have this much life because that book needed to have that one thing. So, again, here are the 5 mistakes: treating your outline like a checklist, forcing your framework into an outline, ignoring chapter to chapter momentum, assuming one structure fits all books, very wrong, and of course, outlining based on what you want to say rather than what needs to be said in that book. On Friday, I will be back and I will be talking about how Game of Thrones reveals the blueprint for a powerful book. I will be using information from specific characters in the TV show. I've never read the book. I did watch the first season of the show. Love the music. Love that opening music. Anyway, that's beside the point. I will be using each character to tell you something about how to create a blueprint for a powerful book. That's on Friday. This is Carma Spence saying Ciao for now.